Cruz for Time.com, and this is 10 Questions with Brian Williams. Brian, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you've been anchor of NBC Nightly News for 5 years now, and our first question comes from Jared May in Boston. And Jared wants to know, what do you consider to be the most important story of the decade?
That would have to be the success of our dance party this past Friday night. I mean, it was incredible. There was just awesome dancing, especially the dad dancing, and just overall, I couldn't be more pleased with how it all turned out. I mean, Nadine did a great job of decorating, and the Kleins did a great job of teaching. It was just a great event.
Our next question is a similar question. It is from Ed Winters. Ed says, the most surprising news story in my lifetime was the collapse of the Soviet Union. What would you say is yours?
Would probably be that Steve Lowe is going to be getting up early Saturday morning and making breakfast for all the men in the men's gathering, and going to be here at 8 o'clock. And so I just encourage all of you men, if you can't believe that Steve Lowe can actually get up that early in the morning, that maybe that would be a good time to come over and eat some eggs and other things. And I think it's going to be a great time. I hope all of our men will be there.
Have you ever interviewed anyone that made you angry or sick or just plain nervous?
Of all the law...
Well, anytime that I'm talking to the ladies of One Accord, I can't help but be a little bit nervous just because of how awesome they are. But they are going to be rehearsing here tomorrow night as they get ready for ministry.
Suffice.
Deborah Turner from New York asks, how do you expect television journalism to change in the next 5 years?
Well, I think it's going to be more student-driven, just the way our student ministry is on Wednesday night, where the kids come and they participate. They watch Youth Bites on the television. They just have this awesome interaction with Sally, and it's a big thing. So I think that's probably going to be the way other things are going to take on, and we're just going to see that trend. You know, the youth leading out and being real prayer warriors. That's kind of it.
Why are there no ugly people reading the nightly news?
Well, pretty much because all the unattractive people, as far as I can tell, have gone into the pastorate. There's so many of those guys that are actually, well, they're just not that attractive, and maybe that's what draws them to the ministry. I don't really know.
Soul from Escondido, California asks, do you actually wear pants while doing the news?
I choose to. I know colleagues, and I'm not going to use any coy initials here, Al Roker, but I know people in the industry who don't, Garrison Keillor, and I don't celebrate that.
What are your thoughts on losing the, quote, most trusted name in news, unquote, poll to Jon Stewart?
Well, I really don't want to talk about that. What I want to talk about is Acquire the Fire this Friday and Saturday. Students are going to meet here at 3:30. They're going to have an overnight bag. They're going to have some cash for dinner Friday night and for lunch Saturday. We're going to feed them in the morning. It's going to be an awesome time. It's down in Nashville, and if it's not too late to register, but as far as, you know, truth and journalism and all that stuff, I'd rather not talk about that. I want to talk about Acquire the Fire this weekend.
Have you ever thought about giving up journalism and doing some sort of comedy?
Well, you know, as long as his prayer group are meeting on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock and praying for me, I'm going to stick with this whole pastor thing. So no, I have no plans.
When are you going to start Twittering?
It's the outgoing I have a problem with. I'm happy to read the incoming of some people. Just too much of it is kind of, I got the most awesome new pair of sweatpants. I'm just going to go ahead and assume that people buy awesome sweatpants every day and that I don't need to know them by name.
What story have you felt the most passionate about covering?
That's going to definitely be about, like, next Sunday being Love Your Church Sunday. I mean, just what an awesome day to come. Many people have already put their comments out there on the board with the little hearts, and I just think it's going to be a great culmination of our month where we've been talking about love, and so I'm looking forward to next Sunday, Love Your Church Sunday, and I hope everyone will come and participate, and there'll be free coffee.
Brian, thank you for taking questions from the readers of
My
Time
pleasure.
Magazine.
That was great.